Alright, here we are back in Zoho Analytics, and in this video I'm going to walk you step by step through how to connect your Zoho CRM to Zoho Analytics. Now, I'm here in the Import Data page. If you've forgotten how to get here, all you have to do is select this plus or the Create button, and then select the New Table Import Data button, and it will bring you right here. Now, our first step is going to be to select this integration. So I'll go ahead and click Zoho CRM Integration. And on this right hand side, if we give it a second, you can see that it comes up with our connection with modules and fields. Now, just as a note, I'm using the Zoho 1 package, which means it can easily read my Zoho CRM into my Zoho Analytics account because it's all one account. If you have something different or you're trying to integrate a different way, feel free to send me a message and I can walk you through how to do that. However, most of the time you're going to be using Zoho CRM in right along with Zoho Analytics, so it will be like this. You can see on this left-hand side there's modules and then fields. These modules line up exactly with your CRM. So let's look into my CRM here and see this example. You can see I have contacts, deals, leads, tasks, and so on. These are all considered modules within Zoho CRM. So now that I have started the connection with my CRM, this is a test CRM, you can see I also have these modules: contacts, deals, leads, tasks, and so on. You can also note that these ones are grayed out, and no matter which one I click on, I cannot uncheck this box. So there are a few of the pre-built modules that come with Zoho CRM that you just have to bring in to Zoho Analytics. You don't even have the option to uncheck them, and usually that's fine. Usually you want those anyway. Now, if I select one of these modules like contacts, it's going to open up this little pane here and show me every single field that is in my contacts module. Now, most of the time you're not going to need all of them, and so you only need to select the ones you want. However, I will say that I've found it really useful and really convenient to just select all the fields, because later on you can go into Zoho Analytics and unselect them and just not see them. However, they will be there if you need them. One other thing I really like is if you or someone else is developing in Zoho CRM and they add another field, it will automatically pop in here into Zoho Analytics the next time it pulls the data from your CRM. That will only happen if you have this one checked. So you can see I have this checked. It will bring in 54 different fields, so that seems like a lot, but it's really not. If I come down here to deals, I can do the same, and so on for each of these different modules. One other thing to note is that all of your custom modules will also come in. And if you create another custom module, you will have to come back in here and edit this and make sure it's selected. It's not going to automatically pull it in. All right, so now that I have everything selected, I've got my modules that I want to bring in and all the fields from those modules that I want to have in there. I'm going to come down here and say, how often do I want Zoho Analytics to pull out the information from Zoho CRM? Now, you can say daily or hourly or not scheduled. I would recommend at least daily, so you have the most current information. However, most of the time, most people want to see it as fast as possible, and the fastest you can go is 3 hours. So keep that in mind. Most of the time, there's a lot of people that ask you, why isn't my information updated? I already put it in the CRM. Well, this is why, because there's a 3-hour gap between the pulling of data from your CRM to go into Zoho Analytics. Now, there's ways you can get around that. You can manually sync it, but there's also limits on that, and I'll go over that in just a little bit. Now, the last part to this is this little box here. I always uncheck this just because I don't particularly like how Zoho Analytics creates dashboards by itself, but if you want to see how that works, you can leave that selected. Once I go ahead and hit create, it might take it a second. Actually, it's going to take a second, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and jump right back into it. Perfect. So now it has finished its job, it quit loading here, and this is what pops up. Successfully set up company data workspace linking to your Autism Solutions account. And just remember this Autism Solutions is what I have named my test CRM. And so all we need to do is say OK. And now it is bringing in all the information. So now what we should be able to do is come over here to, I'm going to go to data sources. If you don't see it on your left-hand panel, you can click more and data sources. And now you can see all of the data sources. Just like I've shown in the first overview video on how to manage all these, you can now see our Zoho CRM and our CRM name in our little management of data sources page here. Now you can see I am bringing in multiple tables. Unlike my Google Drive, I'm only bringing in one sheet or one table. I'm bringing in multiple modules, which creates multiple tables. So that's why it says that here. You can see its initial fetch is in progress, so it's currently trying to grab all of our information. And then, since we scheduled it for every 3 hours, you can see that it's going to try and pull it in about 3 hours here. Now, this pops up right here, the Sync Now button. This is what I alluded to earlier when I said you can only do it, you can only pull information from Zoho Analytics every 3 hours. Now, you can click this Sync Now button and it will sync immediately and pull all the new information in. However, you only can click that 5 times between your scheduled 3 hours. And it's going to set your new schedule time and start it over. So once you click that, it will say, okay, we fetched it now. The next time is in another 3 hours. So those are just some things to think about. You can always manually sync it, but you are limited to 5 times between those scheduled 3 hours. All right, so now that we have that in there, I wanted to show you one last thing on how you can manage your Zoho CRM, since it's a little bit different than other connections. If you see this little cog here on the left-hand side, and you click it, you can have 3 options. Now, sometimes it will ask you to re-authenticate if it's been a while, so there's that option here if it doesn't just automatically pop up. You can edit the setup, and you can also remove the data source. Now, I do not recommend ever removing the data source unless you are absolutely certain that you need to, because you can get in really dangerous territory there. And so I just leave it alone. If it's not hurting anything, not using up all your rows, then I leave it. However, let's go into Edit Setup. And you can see that once it loads, it comes right back to this page, just as if we were setting it up for the first time. Now, you can see, you can see all the same modules, you can see all the fields in those modules, and let's say I want to make an update. All right, Deals module, instead of selecting all of them, I only want the preset fields that doesn't let me select anything, right? Perfect. So now, what I'm going to do, I changed it. I'm going to hit save. And it's going to save my settings, so the next time that it pulls the information in, it's only going to pull in those fields. Now, by doing that, I have erased the data out of Zoho Analytics that I previously had in the fields that I previously had selected. However, it's not erased, it's still in your CRM, right? It's just taken out of Zoho Analytics. All right, that's how we can connect our Zoho CRM to our Zoho Analytics account. Let me know if there's any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.